Coachella Valley, and welcome to Live with Your Chamber. I'm your host, Katie Stice, CEO at the amazing Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, and we brought you this series really to make sure you're getting to know all of our local members and business people, business owners, people that are experts truly in their field. And so today I'm very excited, and you probably already know him, but if you don't, please, world, make sure you say hello and meet Joel. Welcome to the show, Joel.
Good morning, Katie. How are you?
So good. And it's great to see you today. You are an incredible real estate agent here in the Coachella Valley and a member of the chamber, and you're also a great help to the chamber. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. No, that's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that greatly. It's a
Well,
lot of pressure right now. But yeah.
tell folks a little bit about some of the best things about being a real estate agent.
Oh, geez. I would say what I love the most is it's very personal, and you get to help people with such an important part of their life, and the trust that people place in you. It's not something to take lightly. I mean, you're really impacting them on, personally, financially, emotionally. It's such a huge honor to be able to do that for people and work with them like that. And I always say work with them, because I believe it really is a collaborative process where it's not just about one party or the other. It really is everybody coming together.
Definitely. And I mean, it's probably the biggest purchase of their life. And many times it's like you're getting to see their dreams truly come true if it's their first home or their dream home, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've had clients in the past where I always joke around with them because I get to know people pretty well. And, I always tell them, like, I expect tears when I give you your keys. Yeah. And we just kind of, you just have to have fun with people. It's such a process.
Yeah.
But it means you try to make it as fun as you can for everybody.
Well, I believe that you have the ability to do that and make it happen because you're a very fun person. So, and you are a little newer to the area. I mean, how long have you been out here, and what brought you out to the Coachella Valley?
We moved out here just over a year ago. We
Wow.
were, like everybody, shut down for a long time.
Mhm.
And we were living in LA and realized, what are we doing? Both of our families are out here. And so we had a place out here many years ago, and we would come out all the time, and we just kind of took stock of life and just kind of said, we know we're going to retire out here at some point in time. Why are we waiting? We realized we can work from home. We can, I'm changing careers. Well, I shouldn't say change careers, but it's like, building a new business out here.
Right.
But it was just a matter of just quality of life, really, is what made us want to do it.
I could not agree more. I mean, this desert, just that pace of life is so much different than, I'm from San Diego. I love San Diego. I love LA. I love Orange County, but I really love living in the desert where, getting from one side of the valley to the other is,
Easy.
doesn't take all day. But yeah, I also love that it feels like kind of like a small town out here to me. It's easy to get to know people. It's friendly. So I just know you guys are really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I remember when we first moved in, we were outside at night. I just looked up and went, "Holy crap, there's stars!" Right? And so it's like, oh. So now when I go to LA and I drive back, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you drove so far." I'm like, "Okay, hold up, wait a minute. You just drove across town to go 8 miles, and it took you over an hour. I did 120 in 2.5.
There you go. Well, and that's another thing I love about the desert is you can go to the mountains in about 2 hours. You can go to the beach. I mean, you've got a lot of options. So it really is a great location.
And we have a great airport. I love this airport so much.
Me too.
Oh, it's so good.
And all of the flight additions, I get updates regularly about all the flight additions. And what's great about that too is not only is it more accessible for tourists, but conferences, we're included in more bids and more RFPs because of it. But I love it too. It's so easy, just kind of go right in and head right out, and simple, and it's beautiful.
It really is. And as you well know, I mean, you're the grand dame of the chamber. So it's like, I mean, watching all the stuff that's coming out here now is mind blowing. I mean, it's just, when I tell people about like the arena coming in, I'm like,
that's right.
It's, and then there's direct flights to LA, and I tell people about that. I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So it's like watching this area change and grow. It's really fascinating, and it's kind of cool to be a part of.
Definitely. And what kind of questions are people asking you when they're looking at buying a home out here? I mean, do you find that people don't know about the area, or are you finding that you're really filling them in on all of the development and growth that's happening?
Filling them in on that, but the main question that you get is, how do you live with the heat?
Oh, got it.
You know, and I just remind people, I'm like, we have an air conditioning pool.
That's
Like,
right.
how, and I just talked to them. I'm like, how much time are you really outside during the day? Like,
Mhm,
let's really look at that. I mean, you go to work, you're inside, you're in the AC, so it's like you really have this little bit of time between door to door.
mhm.
And I'm like, and then you just are able to just kind of breathe a little bit easier. Like you don't feel this pressure
Yeah.
to come out here. And so I'm like trying to get like, yeah, it's hot. It's surface of the sun hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the trade-off is you get the lifestyle.
That's right, 100%. And I feel like, unlike snow, like, you don't have to shovel heat, so that's also really nice, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And you can only put on enough clothing. I
that's
mean,
right.
at some point you're never going to get warm. Once it's in your bones, it's
That's
never going
it.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really wouldn't know about that because I'm California born and raised, so I wouldn't even know how to drive in the snow, unfortunately, but
Most people don't. Most people
oh,
don't.
okay, good, thank
Uh,
you. Makes me
yeah.
feel better.
I'm from the
So
East Coast, so it's always entertaining.
oh,
It's like watching people drive in the rain here.
oh, yes, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Ah,
No
so
offense.
tell me, you are involved in a home for a home program,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I've heard of that before. Can you tell all of the viewers about it?
Okay, home for home is one of the biggest things I think I've done in my entire real estate career that I'm the proudest of. So it is actually a nonprofit that was started by an agent in San Francisco.
Okay.
And what it is, it's agents, real estate people based nationwide can join. And what happens is when you join, you make a commitment that at the close of every escrow, you are adding to a flip cost. Once you hit X amount, which I believe is $3,200, a home
Mhm.
is built in Guatemala for a family who had nothing.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
so far, I've funded two homes. I'm on my way to my third, and it's like the most incredible. I don't even know how to describe. I mean, you're helping people who've never had a locking door,
Right.
who've never had a floor, and so it's like they
Mhm.
actually have a structure, a roof over their head, and you're able to do that for I want to say it's like 32 to $3,600, and so
Wow.
you know
That's
they're not.
amazing
Yeah,
that you do that and got involved in that program. How inspiring.
but I'm a huge person to always give back. I try to do whatever I can, but sometimes you realize the time. I used to we have a dog as well. I used to
Mhm.
volunteer where we adopted him from. Every couple of weeks, and so you try to just give back. I think you have to give back as much as you can, whether it's your time or if you're able to do it with financially. It's whatever you can do. And so, found this organization, love them dearly. Some of the most incredible people I've ever met, and so it's really cool to be a part of it.
Yeah, I love that. I'd love to learn more and yeah, see how folks can help and participate. I mean, mhm.
You can go to homeforahome.org. And
Perfect. Thank
and,
you.
you know, and you can go on there, find agents, and you can find me on there as well. And if you just want to even make a donation to help fund my flip
Perfect.
costs, you're able to do that as well.
Tell us again, homeforhome.org.
Org.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And for everyone who's out there watching, also Joel's website is right on the screen scrolling as well. I was telling you before we went live, it's a really phenomenal website. I mean,
Appreciate
like it covers our area and let's talk a little bit about that. What can you tell us what's happening in the market right now?
craziness. No. Um, I think we're actually going to start seeing I hate using the word shift,
Mhm.
but I think we're starting to see more of a leveling off. I believe if we start, we're starting to see more inventory coming, which is
Okay.
great. We're
Yes.
still nowhere near where we need to be to have an even market.
Okay.
Um, we're still going to see a lot of growth. I mean, all the development is still coming in at huge paces.
Mhm.
So I think the market is still going really strong right now
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Good.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's where it was a year ago, where things were out of control, but I
Right.
think I'm cautiously optimistic that we may start seeing a slight leveling.
Okay. And how did you handle that? I mean, all of us, if for folks out there watching, if we're not real estate agents, we watched all of you like in awe because it was the wildest thing I've ever seen happen in real estate. And
Yeah.
so how did you deal with that? I mean, it was the stories we would hear would be, I've got 10 offers over asking price and it's all cash. And
Yeah.
how did you handle getting through that time?
Well, I think it's, how do I put this one? It, like, so say I'm working with a buyer. I think at
Mhm.
that point in time, when you're dealing with, you would get, I can never advise somebody what to spend on a house. And I will
Right.
never in a million years do that. All I
Mhm.
can do is present the facts to you. And I would
Mm,
just advise my client and just say, look, if we're in a counteroffer situation, at the end of the day, you're the one who's making the monthly payment. You
mhm.
need to figure out what that dollar amount is that you're willing to spend. And you need to really look at that.
Mhm.
And just tell people, like, I can't advise you on your finances. I just can't.
Right.
And
Right.
I won't do that. That's just not my job.
Sure.
Um, and so, and then when you're working with the seller, it's like saying, okay, here's all the facts before you. And it's never just about looking at a dollar sign. We have to go through all the terms before us.
Sure.
And
Like,
so it's like, there's a lot of balancing, but it's just about really analyzing and talking to other agents. And you want to talk to your clients, and you advise. You don't guide, but you advise.
sure. Got it. Well, you all of our real estate agents, I think, just did a remarkable job. And yeah, I'm glad things are evening out just a little bit. I think it makes more sense for people and it's not quite as hectic out there, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the rising interest rates are definitely causing this to slow down. So it's going to be a very interesting year coming up. I think, to see where things go, and nobody has a crystal ball and can predict
That's
it.
right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
who would have guessed that we would have gone through a pandemic where everything was shut down, and then all of a sudden real estate goes crazy? Who would have ever predicted that?
Right. Yeah. Impossible. Well, promise that you'll come back later and share with us some market updates as things change. But before you go, share with me just a couple of things.
Uh-oh.
Please share what your first concert was.
Okay, this one was like the perfect triple bill. It was Crystal Gale, Kenny Rogers, and Dolly Parton.
Stop. Wow.
Yeah,
Where was that?
Maryland.
Wow.
And I'll never forget.
Wow.
I remember at one point they threw out like glow in the dark frisbees. Like, yeah, I don't know why I remember that, but I remember that. Yeah.
Well, that's really fun. Yeah, so that trumps mine. My first concert was Milli Vanilli at the Del Mar Fair in San Diego.
Now, was that the Club MTV tour with Paula Abdul and everybody, or was it just you?
Um, yeah, I don't think so. I think it was just them on the stage at the Del Mar Fair.
Ugh, I so would
Uh,
have done that.
what is your favorite movie?
Oh, the one that I always watch that stops me in my tracks is probably What's Love Got to Do with It, because it's to the Tina Turner story. I mean,
Oh, so
how cool is that?
cool. Okay, I'm gonna go see it. I have not seen it.
Wait, you never saw What's Love Got to Do with It?
I haven't. No. I know. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
How is that humanly possible?
Okay, and last but not least, tell us what your dream vacation is.
Um, I would love to have time to go back to Greece for like a couple of weeks. We
Oh,
did a Mediterranean cruise a few years ago, and we had a day in Mykonos, and I just kind of fell in love with it. So I want to go back and just sit on the islands and eat the great food and just enjoy that life.
oh,
Yeah.
that sounds absolutely lovely. Well, Joel, thank you so much for coming on today and just sharing about more about you and the real estate market. And thank you so much also for just supporting the Chamber of Commerce.
You
Um,
guys, I'm so glad I found you guys. Like, I mean, I genuinely, okay, I'm going to like talk about you guys for a little bit now, because I hope I'm not taking up too much time if I am just talking about it. But see, I was with the chamber back in LA, which I adored, and to find something that's got that same sense of community to it, I was very, very grateful to have found you guys, and that
oh,
you guys are so open and welcoming means the world to me.
oh, well, thank you so much for that. And I love that I know the other chamber folks that used to work with you, and we kind of fight over you when we see each other at conferences and such. They say, "You got Joel," and I'm like, "Yeah, we got him." And but they love you, and I know our membership does too. And We truly just appreciate you being a part of this business community and just sharing and again volunteering, all of that. And for those of you who don't know Joel, come out to the chamber, go to his website, say hello. He's a great wealth of knowledge when it comes to the real estate industry and just a great friend to the community as well. So thank you for your time today, Joel.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you soon, my friend. Take care. Be well.
Okay.
And thanks so much for joining us today on Live with Your Chamber. Again, Joel's website is right there. Great information, incredible website. And again, it's just such a pleasure to working in the chamber industry right now has been really special because we get to know all of these incredible local professionals that really are experts in their field. And doing this show is just our way to get their message out to you and introduce you to them. So thanks so much for allowing me to share with you. And thanks for supporting this series as well. We look forward to seeing y'all soon. If there's a way that I can help you professionally or your business, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what your Chamber of Commerce is here for. Take care.